Hey everybody, welcome to Crew Connect, and we are in the middle of our series, You Are, I Am, We Are, and we have gone through the first round of You Are, being who God is. We looked at Him as the Savior. I Am, we looked at what is true of me because God is the Savior. And then We Are, last week, we looked at something like what is true of us in our community and us together. And so we're back to You Are. And this week we're going to look at a passage that highlights God, who God is as a provider. And so we're going to look at a story in the Old Testament of a guy named Abraham. And at the end of the story, you'll see him worship God as the provider. But that's only after he goes through God, like God asking him to trust him in a very peculiar way, in a very challenging way. And Abraham gets to demonstrate faith in God. And at the end of the story, you see him worship God as the provider. So for this story to make sense, even more sense to us tonight, it's important to know a little bit of the backstory for Abraham and his son Isaac. Abraham was chosen by God and promised that he was going to be the father of many nations, that his descendants were going to be as vast as the stars in the sky, and that through him and through his family, the whole earth will be blessed. And we actually know, from the story of the Bible altogether, that it's from Abraham's family that God ends up bringing Jesus and the whole story and plan of redemption for the whole world. But Abraham had to trust God because he was very old. He and his wife were very old, and they had no kids. And through a lot of faith steps and a lot of circumstances, God finally provides one child in their old age, and that was Isaac. And he was really the hope. He was the one that is like, Abraham is like, we have our son, who's going to be the seed of the promise that God gave us. And so there's a lot in that. And so when you see what God asks Abraham to do in this story, you'll see why it's such a challenge. So hopefully you guys enjoy and think about as you're processing, what is Abraham going through? What are the ways he's having to trust God? And then how does God come through and provide? All right, enjoy your discussion, and hopefully you get something out of it tonight. See ya.